Sometimes life doesn't go the way you plan. Life is a way of turning things upside down. Deborah Edwards is here to share a story of both devastation and hope. There is no way for her to fit all she wants to share with you in 7 minutes, so she'll be providing a handout for you with additional information today. This is Deborah Edwards' 4th speech in the Confident Communications Manual. She would like to know if her words and the way she spoke them were clear, impactful, and vivid. What I didn't see. Please welcome Deborah Edwards.
Imagine, it's 10 o'clock, you're getting ready for bed, you say goodnight to your son. It's a funny look on his face, and it's a look you've not seen before, but you can't make sense of it, so you blow it off. Go to bed, get up the next day, walk by his room, the door's closed. Why is the door closed? You open it, and the window's open, and he's gone, and there's a note on the bed. And it says, "I'm leaving for a while. Don't try to come find me." I fell to my knees. Prayed, "God, please help us find him." This fear that I felt, it gripped my insides like nothing I ever experienced before. Grabbed my heart, I could barely breathe, because I knew that whatever he was doing, it wasn't good. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, today I want to share with you what I learned and some things for you to look for. So let's get right to it. 19. One person every 19 minutes dies of a drug addiction. 13.5. That is the average age of first-time drug users in the United States. Hear that. Average. 90. That's the percent of addictions that start in the teenage years. 1 in 6. That's the number of children who admit to doing prescription drugs to change their mood. As a matter of fact, between the years of 2004 and 2009, there was a 129% increase in emergency room visits that relate directly to prescription drug abuse. You know to lock up your guns. They're weapons. Do you know to lock this up? It is also a weapon. Now, there are plenty of kids who can grow up, get through high school, go to college, never touch a drug, not drink alcohol, lead successful lives. But I am here to tell you that to decide that that is your child, no matter what, is a mistake. My son was a swimmer. He was on the high school team. He was on a club team. He went to practice every day. He got good grades. He was raised in church. And at 16, he smoked pot for the first time. Between the time he started to smoke pot and became a heroin addict was 1.5 years. And in this period of time, I had no idea what was progressing right in front of my face. I saw things, but I didn't see what they meant. And so let me tell you what those are. Declining grades and schoolwork. I attributed that to subject or stress. Rapid changing friends. It's a sign. Sleep habit changes, mood swings. Some of those are normal because it's hormones, it's teenagers. But when they are extreme, it's a sign for you to pay attention to. Deflating relationships, family relationships, and less openness and honesty, especially with a kid that was open before. You need to dig into that. I asked 20-ish people, if you could ask any question, what would it be? And I thought, who better to tell you the answer to the question that was asked the most than my own overcoming son. So Andrew, why don't you come up here?
How you guys doing today?
This is Andrew. So the main question, Andrew, that everybody asked me is, what made you do it in the first place? What made you make that choice?
I originally started with marijuana, as most addicts do, and it didn't really seem like a big deal at the time when I first did it. And I had a lot of stress going on in my life. Absent father figure also was a factor, but the main issue was not learning how to deal with my emotions in a constructive manner. That's the most important key ingredient to leading a successful life at a young age.
And you told me there were things that you wanted to share, and so what are the 3 things that you said you wanted to share the most?
Yes, very much so. Drugs do not respect anybody. I have personally done drugs with 4.0 students, kids with athletic scholarships, and very successful middle-aged 30s, 40-year-old people that had successful jobs, and they were still living a destructive lifestyle as that. And also, I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a heroin addict. I wanted to be an astronaut, just like every other kid. And I definitely didn't start out my addiction with a needle in my arm. There's a lot of kids that start out smoking heroin before they get to that disparity that leads you to the needle. And also, if you guys have kids, the best thing for you to do is get a relatable, constructive, encouraging mentor at a young age. Get someone for them to look up to and learn from that they can relate to at a very young age. That's the most important thing, because learning to communicate their emotions is important, but it has to happen outside the house as well.
Andrew, what were you doing a year ago?
A year ago today, I was using methamphetamine and heroin intravenously.
And Andrew, what did you do last week?
Last week, I was going to multiple middle schools speaking about the importance of drug awareness at a young age and how to stop it from day one.
I'm proud of you, and I love you. Drug addiction is devastating. It is devastating to the person, it is devastating to the family, it is devastating to their body. But he is a beautiful example of why there is hope. And so my question to you is this: who do you know that needs this hope? We are going to have a handout for you that has a whole bunch of information. I ask you to look at it. Madam Toastmaster.
You guys have any questions?